Gaza, a UN expert warns. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. President Joseph Boakai has lifted Executive Order Number 124, which placed that's a moratorium on the exportation of unprocessed rubber. It can be recalled former President George Weah in 2023 placed a ban on the exportation of unprocessed rubber, something which brought controversy within the rubber sector by the actors. But as part of the controversy, President Boakai on Wednesday lifted the executive order, thus placing Executive Order Number 132, which allows the exportation of unprocessed rubber. Following the president's action, the consortium of rubber sector actors of Liberia, which constitutes local rubber farmers in the release, Thursday lauded President Joseph Boakai for the lifting of the ban, terming it as the rubber r- revolution, Liberia taking charge for community economic growth. According to COSA, the lifting of the ban is a manifestation of President Boakai's willingness to listen to the citizens, something which the release said will lift smallholder rubber farmers from poverty. COSAT further hailed Bond County District Number 7 Representative Foley family for ensuring that the interests of smallholder rubber farmers are protected at the House of Representatives. Representative Family being hailed by the consortium of rubber sector actors of Liberia comes following his initiation that's come following the initiation of his fight for the lifting of the ban from the House of Representatives. The advocacy of the Bond County District Number 7 lawmakers saw the lower house voting for the lifting of the executive order, and such decision was subsequently communicated with the President and the Liberian Senate for onward action that led to President Boakai's decision in favor of the local rubber farmers. The Liberia National Police has with immediate effect dismissed patrolman Jerome Topa for what the LMP term as police brutality against a female. Patrolman Topa action, according to the Liberia National Police, violates the administrative instructions on discipline and professional standards, Section 6.1.1, caption criminal misconduct, Section 6.1.3, caption abuse of power and authority, and Section 6.1.14, caption assault. It can be recorded on May 11, 2024. Patrolman Jerome Topa got in a fist fight with his neighbor identified as Eric Tarr, at which time Officer Jerome Tupper allegedly wounded Courage Tarr, daughter of Eric Tarr, on her forehead with a machete, something that prompted the police probe and subsequent action following police investigative findings. During the preliminary investigation, according to the LMP, it was established that Officer Jerome Tupper and the victim's father, Eric Tarr, had a land issue for more than a year, thus resulting to the fist fight between the two individuals. At the same time, the Liberia National Police has warned against illegal use of instruments or any objects by law enforcement officers which violates and contradicts laws of the police detachment. Meanwhile, Officer Jerome Tupper has been charged with criminal attempt to commit murder and aggravated assault in contravention of Chapter 10, Section 10.1, Chapter 14, Section 14.20 of the revised Penal Code of the Republic of Liberia and has been forwarded to court for onward prosecution. Several marketers in Painesville have declared an increment in the prices of basic commodities in Liberia. The marketers in mixed views, thus the mixed views of the marketers come less than 6 months into the United Party government, at which time the price of rice that is considered as the country's staple food has skyrocketed. The marketers declared a wave of increment in the prices of basic commodities on a daily basis under the regime of President Joseph Boakai, especially following the conclusion of his 100-day deliverables, said it is an appalling situation for the country. Prior to the administration of the UP government of Ambassador Joseph Boakai, a bag of 25 kg rice was sold at 3,200 Liberian dollars compared to the current market price of a bag of 25 kg rice being sold at 4,200, making the difference of 1,000 Liberian dollars, something they described as disgusting for the people of Liberia. They, however, recommended that President Bouaka must exert efforts to ensure the prices of commodities are reduced. The presiding Justice in Chima at the Supreme Court has placed a stay order on the Deputy Finance Minister Bill Jones' action to cut the salary of Councillor Juvenile Pearson, Director for Fiscal Audit Unit, Comptroller at the Ministry of Finance. Associate Justice Yusuf Kabas May 22nd action, according to RCI judicial correspondent, was triggered by a petition for a writ of prohibition filed by Councillor Pearson to prevent his boss decision. Our judicial correspondent further said that Justice Kabas also cited all parties for a legal conference on June 3rd before reaching a decision on the matter. Councillor Juvenile Pearson Thursday filed a non-cons petition before the justice presiding in chamber at the Supreme Court to prohibit his boss action. Councillor Pearson's application to the court, among other things, claimed that his boss decision is illegal, stating that he did not violate any provision of the Code of Conduct to warrant the cutting of his monthly income. The sexual offense case between Commissioner Mohammed Famaled and Madam Beatrice Wisha, staff of the Independent National Commission on Human Rights, has been rescheduled by the Marvel City Court. The matter, which was scheduled for litigation on Friday, May 24, was abruptly rescheduled for Monday, May 27, 2024 by Magistrate Ben Bako. Madam Beatrice Wissett, according to our senior judicial correspondent, is seeking for her boss prosecution on allegation of harassment. Our judicial correspondent for the said Commissioner Mohammed Family has since denied Madam Wissett's account to the court with a motion to dismiss her action as provided by law. The RNCHR Commissioner's legal team wants the matter dismissed due to procedural error, while prosecuting lawyers are demanding for the transfer of the matter to Criminal Court E on ground that the Magisterial Court lacks jurisdiction over the matter. The chairperson of the National AIDS Commission, Dr. Cecilia Nuttall, is calling for more financial support for the smooth operations of the Commission. Dr. Nuttall, who declared the lack of logistics as a major challenge hindering the operations of the institution, said efforts will be exerted. She highlighted the lack of support as another factor affecting the functions of the institution, disclosing that there is no current memorandum of understanding between the entity and donor partners. Speaking Friday when she officially took over as chairperson of the entity, Dr. Nunta noted that it is the responsibility of national government to support the work of the institution. According to Madam Nuta, the Commission at the end of each year is required to submit report to the legislature and office of the President informing them whether or not there are sufficient funding to implement the responsibilities or functions of the Commission. At the same time, Cecilia Nuta has told the public that stigma and discrimination should not be a barrier to service delivery, adding that such can be made possible by drafting a national policy on stigma and discrimination, working with sectors to lead and implement zero action plan. And NUNTAD is recommending the strengthening coordination and oversight by resuming quarterly meetings. In a related development, Dr. Cecilia Nuta has pledged a total rebranding of the National AIDS Commission on her leadership. Madam Nuta disclosed the preparedness of her team to improve the institution despite of the challenges, thus lauding President Joseph Boakat for the confidence reposed in her to serve his government with a promise to make the difference. Well, folks, if you are just joining us, a reminder that you are listening to the Bulletin of News of the Renaissance Communications Incorporated, we transmit to you live and direct from the News and Current Affairs Department here at Truth FM. Still in more news. The Director General of the Civil Service Agency, Josiah Jukat, is seeking Thus, is urging executives of the Civil Servants Association of Liberia to remain supportive to the government's agenda. Speaking at a one-day dialogue with the National Executive Committee of the Civil Servants Association of Liberia Monrovia Friday, Chukai told the officials of plans of cleansing of the payroll as well as improving the lives of the workers. Making a disclosure at the conclusion of the meeting, Civil Servant Association President Maba Johnson said during the meeting the CSA Director General unveiled his plans aimed at improving the livelihood of civil servants in the country. Johnson praised the CSA boss for the step taken and assured him that the civil servants will cooperate with his leadership in the discharge of their duties. According to Johnson, the meeting was graced by the leaderships of the National Teachers Association of Liberia, the National Health Workers Union of Liberia, the Moreover Consolidated School System Teachers Association, and the National Physician Association, among others. Center for National Documents and Record Agency has embarked on a 5-day tour to 8 of the 15 counties in southeastern Liberia. The tour, headed by the institution's Director General and team, is expected to visit Grand Bassa, Riverside, Sino, Grand Coup, Maryland, River G, Grand Jida, and Nema counties. The exercise, according to the institution's director, General Nelson Biergard, is the second phase aimed at addressing the nation access to the state of the agency's facilities, performance, and overall operations throughout Liberia. Director Berger further executed that the tour seeks to acquaint him with staff and address issues at local CNDR8 facilities, as well as inspecting National Archives offices and fostering positive relations. The second phase of the tour follows the conclusion of the first phase in Western Liberia recently. Members of the CNDRA delegation include Sam Famler, Human Resource Director George Wuto, Chief of Office Staff, Evelyn Sabobo, Technical Assistant to the Director General's Office, and Jeremiah Zawi, former outstation coordinator, among others. Mansourati County Senator Darius Dillon has called for the cutting of water supply to the executive mansion and the legislature should they fail to pay their water bills. Senator Dillon, speaking at the dedication of the renovated city reservoir, said responsible government institutions will live up to their corporate responsibilities. The Mansourati County lawmaker further by naming the Judiciary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and all government institutions to be of example or face the punishment of non-water supply. He used the medium to pledge equipment support to the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporations and the Liberia National Fire Service aimed at ensuring adequate and effective functions of the institutions. The plenary of the House of Representatives has taken a decision to launch an investigation into the role of the police in the tragic accidents of protest in Kinjot that led to the loss of lives. The decision was made after receiving communication and deliberation from Bond County District 7 Representative for the family urging the House to intervene in the matter. The recent protests in Kinjot that caused the death of several citizens left residents expressing their dissatisfaction, while many have accused the Liberia National Police of killing innocent citizens. The protests at the same time escalated into violent clashes with the police, resulting in the unfortunate loss of lives. During Thursday's sitting, Representative Formula emphasized the importance of holding the police accountable for their actions and ensuring justice for the victims of the protesters. He expressed his hope that the investigation would shed light on the events in Kinjot and help prevent similar tragedies from happening in the future. Away from Liberia, Sudan's Darfur region is facing a growing risk of genocide as the world's attention is focused on conflicts in Ukraine and Gaza, a UN expert warns. We do have circumstances in which a genocide could be occurring or has occurred. The UN Special Advisor of the Secretary General on the Prevention of Genocide, Alice Warimu Niritu, told BBC Newsday program. She said many civilians were targeted based on their ethnicity in Sudan's besieged city. of Air Fasad, where fierce fighting has intensified in recent days. More than 700 deaths have been reported in 10 days by a medical charity in the city. El Fasad is the last major urban center in the Darfur region that remains in the hands of Sudan's army. The military has been fighting the paramilitary rapid support forces for more than a year in a civil war that has killed thousands and forced millions from their homes. Local resident Ibrahim Attar Al-Faqi told the BBC his sister was killed in a military airstrike that has also destroyed his home. The 47-year-old told the BBC he had sent his three children to live with their grandfather, but his house was also hit. The family is now scattered in its ruin. Now to end this bulletin of news, a recap of the headlines. At long last, President Joseph Boakai lifted Executive Order Number 124 for the exportation of unprocessed rubber as the consortium of rubber sector actors hails the Liberian leader in Bond County, represented fully family for elevating their plight. For brutalizing a female, Liberia National Police dismisses patrolman Jerome Tokla sent to court for onward prosecution. Several marketers in Painesville declared an increment in the prices of basic commodities in Liberia, say Liberians will suffer starvation. And away from Liberia, Sudan's Darfur region is facing a growing risk of genocide as the world's attention is focused on conflicts in Ukraine and Gaza. A UN expert warns. That's Arsenal's Bulletin at 7. My name is Henson Decker. Good evening. These are rolling.
Your family members abroad need to send you money? Worry no more. Henceforth, receive your international money transfers from Europe, USA, and South Africa made via Western Union, MoneyGram, and many more directly into your Orange Money account. At Orange Money, we are family.
Orange Money.